all our viewers wanted to know about your journey, how all this happened, what amazing things you were able to do in Android development, which made you different from all your peers or maybe all your peer students.
No one did Android development in my batch. If you're bad at it, you can learn from others, right? How exactly they are pitching. And I got so good at it, how to position it. So that worked out really well for me, and that I learned from my whole 4 years of experience.
You mentioned about your app as one of your project in the interview.
I got to know from my IIT Mandi friend that never let the interviewer run the interview.
You were not carrying a perfect resume, but you were carrying the perfect portfolio, and that too were available over
App Store.
App Store. That was amazing. What was your roles and responsibilities in a project in Mu Sigma? Because as far as everyone knows, Mu Sigma provides a very great exposure in terms of analytics, in terms of domain, in terms of knowledge also. So, would you like to share your first project or maybe first experience in analytics? Any suggestions you wanted to give to the young data scientists and young data enthusiasts? Hello everyone. So today we have Jahanvee with us. She is currently working as a data analyst for Lowe's, right?
Yeah.
And she runs her own podcast show. If I start talking about her list of achievements, it will take all the video. So I'll not describe much from my side. I'll let Jahanvee describe about herself. To just summarize what I know about her till now is she is actually a youngest data scientist right now.
No, Young Data Analyst of the Year award.
Young Data Analyst award. She has won that award also, and it's very exciting. It's going to be very exciting to talk to her and to understand her journey, how she was able to make herself a data analyst when even she was not aware about anything regarding data science when she was hired with Mu Sigma. So let's not waste the time and let's try to understand her journey. Introduce yourself first of all. Who is Jahanvee?
Hi Sumit, thank you first of all for calling me to the show. It's really a pleasure. Hi everyone, my name is Jahanvee. I'll give a short description to what just Sumit said. I've been currently working as a data analyst at Lowe's, and I recently won Young Data Analyst of the Year award in the women category of technology by Femme magazine. So yeah, that's a huge deal. Apart from that, I run my own podcast show which named as Decoding Data Analytics, where I welcome data professional authors, CXOs, company head directors from all across the globe, not just from India, so that we can get a perspective of how analytics is being applied all across the globe. Why just limit yourself to India and see how things work.
Okay.
So yeah, that's pretty much the gist about me. Apart from that, I do take one-on-one consultation calls. I've taken few workshops, just to mentor students on how real world looks like, to provide them a basic scenario of how real world case studies are being there in the industry, which they can work on.
Okay, so talking about your journey, first of all, right now we understand that you are working as a data analyst and you are doing really great. But if I wanted to know, and all our viewers wanted to know about your journey, how all this happened from your college or maybe before college, if you want to add something, we want to listen your journey.
Definitely. So I actually haven't planned anything that I would move into the data analytics or data science field. That was never a plan. I always wanted to go into engineering side because my father wanted to, that's how we grew up in a normal society in India. So that was my plan as well. But till 12th, I had no clue. I didn't even choose computer science. I didn't have the laptop as well. I got after in the start of my second semester. So I had no idea, no clue what to do, how to start off with. And I'm from Tier 3 college, so it's not like I had a great exposure of the colleges out there.
Okay.
It's not like there the people are the best in terms of tech and program. I'm not demeaning anything. I'm just calling out the reality that it's not like all the tier 3 colleges have all the facility in terms of technologies in programming. You have to put in a lot of effort from your end. So it's your effort at the end of the day.
So you took CSE branch.
Yes, I'm from computer science, and after spending like first semester and realizing that I had no clue and other people are good with HTML, Java because they had some background, then I started actually doing C, C++, but I didn't like because there is no output which I can see. There is normal basic Sudoku game, you can make a header games which are very basic, and I didn't had any idea that why should I even do this, like this is not serving any purpose, right? Then I started looking, okay, what are the options do I have? Okay, there was web development and Android development. I realized that a lot of boys were doing web development and they already had some mastery, so I wanted some leverage. So I started off with Android, and at that time no one had the clue of how Android development works because it's Java. Everyone is just really scared of that, probably. I started off with Android, and I was probably the one who actually ended up with Android. Mostly fall into the trap of in my at least batch, mostly fall into the trap of web development and other streams. I was the one who continued Android development for over 4 years. The main thing which helped me grow was the exposure. I used to go to a lot of events, and that not only helped me understand how things work in real world, not in just my college but in other colleges as well. How exactly they are preparing, what kind of projects they are working on, what kind of mindsets they have, what courses they are following, what's in trend, right?
So if I talk about your college journey, you were making yourself involved in a lot of extracurricular activities, that too in technology side, which the thing you were trying to learn, or maybe you were doing great in Android, right?
And before even Android, I used to participate. So that was the point. I used to go for like technical presentations. I used to go for even civil mechanical rounds also I used to go for. So it's not, because at the end of the day, it's about participation. The more you participate, the more you know. So I was very curious during my college
How
time.
was your academics in that way? Like, because
Yeah.
if you're doing this much out of the college or maybe out of your academics, then what was your academics? How
I
was
used
your
to bunk classes a lot sometimes to do coding and all. I was average in academics, so I had about like 85% the overall and 9 CGPA, like 8.9 something in terms of GPA.
Okay.
But yeah, it was because I had an understanding that just because of academics, no company would hire me. So why should I even focus on that, right?
So who told you this?
So my brother told me this.
Oh, you were having a guidance key.
Not a proper guidance, but yeah, he gave me a hint that, just because of this, you won't get any company. And that actually hit me. And he's like, if you can't do coding, there is no future of you. So he gave me like I even said that very subtle. It was very hard on me at that time, but then it was a rock bottom for me. Then I realized, okay, I have to do something for my career now. And that's when I actually started with programming as well.
So when you were doing Android development, how good you were, or maybe if I talk about what amazing things you were able to do in Android development, which made you different from all your peers or maybe all your peer students.
So good thing for me is no one did Android development in my batch. So I was the one. But yeah, lately a lot of people started with Android development, not from Android Java, but from a different language. So they were creating web apps and all of those stuff. But one thing which really helped me was that I was actually creating apps which is getting published to Play Store. So not only I'm creating app which is locally available in my system, but it's available on Play Store. So I can call anyone across the globe and I can ask them to download my app, they would have it. So that was the main, because if I go for even a job or freelancing, they can see my work over there, that I have created that from scratch. I had no team. So I was a single member person doing it all from scratch. So that was the thing which really helped me, because I had to do everything from scratch, starting from wireframing, how exactly the app should look like, debugging it, analyzing which font and UI, UX, everything I only have to design from backend, from storage, then doing a lot of research online, how to improve it, how to make it efficient. That also goes, and the process to launch new features. Because I used to go to a lot of events, I used to get a lot of feedback. You don't have this, you don't have that, and that is from industry experts. So I get a sense that okay, this is something which I like and where I need to add.
So talking about your journey in college, you did a lot of things, and was that really helpful in getting a job, because that was the only motivation which made you do all these extracurricular activities and trying to learn something amazing which you did as an Android. So was it actually helpful in getting a job?
Yeah, definitely. I would say that every college student should try out every kind of job, every kind of perspective. I even started with blogs. I did event shows. I did internships. I did Android. I tried to do other stuff, but it didn't worked out really well. So I was well settled with Android. But you must try out everything in the college life. It's an amazing place to be because there is no loss, right? So yeah, I guess that really helped me because when you go for competitions, you learn a lot from people. You do get networking. I still have those IIT Mandi friends in my LinkedIn, and they're working at Google. So you get that network, right? Apart from that, you learn how to communicate. You get to communicate to judges. You get to communicate to juniors. You get to communicate to seniors from different colleges. You learn how to do a pitch. Not if you're bad at it, you can learn from others, right? How exactly they are pitching. And I got so good at it, even though I know that my product isn't good, right? If my app isn't good, I know how to pitch and how to sell that. And in the final year, when I got the placement in 2020, I won a hackathon as well, just because my pitch was really good. And I internally knew that there are a lot of teams which have performed better. But because I knew how to sell that app and I knew which thing would trigger them, how to position it. So that worked out really well for me, and that I learned from my whole 4 years of experience.
So what was your first job? Like I wanted to understand about your interview, like first job interview, maybe the first successful job interview in your college.
Yeah, so in tier 3 colleges, mostly placement starts in the end of third semester. So it's probably around fifth semester. Okay, so it started for us as well the same time. I gave about like 3 to 4 the first round of interview, which is aptitude round. I cleared 2, 3, for which the first one was Mu Sigma. So I went ahead with the second round, and it was my best friend's birthday. So I thought, anyway, I didn't even carry the resume, okay. I didn't have the resume because I thought I won't be able to clear it. So they had the case study round and the group discussion. So I thought, anyway, I won't clear. So, why to take a resume, because there won't be third round only. Luckily, I cleared that.
Okay.
So that was great. And then they were like, okay, in 1 hour, we are going to start with the third round, and that would be final round. So just prepare with resume. And I didn't have resume. What should I do? Because I was whole blank. I thought that, okay, I won't be able to clear second round. I would go meet my friends and enjoy my best friend's birthday. So that was my plan, because it's Sunday and this happened on Sunday. Okay. And then I was in Chandigarh University. All the photocopy machines shops were also closed. And I was just running around with my pen drive, like what to do now, because I carry pen drive. But I didn't have the idea that I would actually need the paper with me. And everyone was carrying the whole portfolio, file and everything. And I was like, they were carrying photos, a passport, everything they had. And I just went empty-handed. So then I got to know from one of my friends that in boys' hostel, there's a photocopy shop which is open. So I called them, and they called their friend, and they called their friend who because in Sunday everyone goes out. So it was very tricky to get.
But
somehow, yeah, I got it, and then I went ahead and I got selected. But I would say that I was able to pitch there as well, just because of my Android and pitching skills. Because most of my friends' interview was around SQL, database, all of that. And I have never worked on SQL because for Android, I used to directly work with GCP and Google storage. So I had experience of that. I had experience of Java. So I was able to analyze my own apps. If you are the owner, you only have to analyze it. You have to improve it. So I did that.
So did you mention about your app as one of your project in the interview?
Yeah, so they were like, it's very important. Even I use that skill set now also. I got to know from my IIT Mandi friend that never let the interviewer run the interview. Okay, you take the hold, and whatever you are good at, just let the interview run around that. So it should be always about you. It should never be about them. So during my my interview also, I did follow the same technique, where I told them I have the GitHub also, I have LinkedIn also, I have projects also. They're like, okay, explain me your project, and they really like the idea. So like, what did you do with it? Like, open your app, you will find on Google Play Store. They opened it, they found the app. So they like, why one feedback was like very bad. Like maybe it was crashing. So like, this is this many months old. Then I worked on it. Then after the 3 more versions are launched, I got the feedback. I incorporated that as well. So he was very impressed. Then he just opened my GitHub profile on his phone as well. He checked out the code, even though he didn't understood. He only told me, but he was very impressed to see all the versions being there, because that is something which is not available with other candidates. They had the basic mindset of they know Python as a language, they know SQL as a database as a theoretical part, but practical thing was missing, and they liked that about me.
So you were not carrying a perfect resume, but you were carrying the perfect portfolio, because that is really important. You should create the portfolio. So you were having LinkedIn, you were having GitHub, you were having your projects, and that too were available over
App Store.
That was amazing. Okay, and then your Musicma life started. So what you did in Musicma?
Actually, it started very late.
Oh, great.
I got placement in 25th August 2019 to start in Jan 2020. Okay, but somehow because of the COVID year and everything, it got pushed to September 2020. So in the meantime, I joined Teleperformance to work as a technical advisor, because I took an education loan. So it's very important for me to keep the home running. At least I have something so that I can go and just submit my education fee, because I was very sure that I won't take that from my family. So it was all on me. So basically I started working at Teleperformance because I was very sure that I would be the one who fees dega, like all the EMIs of my education loan, and it's almost like 50% left because interest lagta rehta hai. So basically I started off in Musicma in September 2020 till December 2020 as an intern. And that was a great journey, because I had no idea, but other peers actually knew the basics of analytics and data science and machine learning. And that's when I realized, okay, I had to really cope up and just match the energy levels of my peers. That's when I actually started learning analytics. It was a bit hard because everyone had the leverage. Everyone knew something about analytics. They had some idea. So that was the main starting point in my analytics journey. And post that, when I was assigned to a team, I made sure that I am trying my best, at least on my level. I won a Spot Award as well in my, within, I guess, 8 to 9 months. And that was a great achievement for me, because I really put in a lot of hard work at that moment. And it was like, okay, now finally, my efforts are being seen and it's getting validated. It's very important, right? Because one of my colleague who was actually assigned to me in the team left, and it was all on me. Although they were mentors, Pallav and Shashank, I would really like to mention them, because they really helped me a lot. They pushed me, they helped me take accountability, and only because of them I was able to handle a whole project to the course, so that even I can handle client calls, I can write emails to them, I can do all the refreshes, I can manage the whole project. I get to know about the domain from the scratch, because I was the one building it. So that was the main learning curve for me, because that actually changed the entire thing. So when you talk to clients, you learn a lot, not just about analytics, but how exactly business works, what is their mindset, what exactly they need, so that you can cater to them properly. So that's what my main learning was.
Okay, so if I talk about your first project and first clients, what was your roles and responsibilities in your first project in Musicma? Because as far as everyone knows, Musicma provides a very great exposure in terms of analytics, in terms of domain, in terms of knowledge also. So would you like to share your first project or maybe first experience in analytics?
Yeah, I won't go to the nitty-gritties because it's not allowed. But on the overall level, what I can, mention is that, so basically I worked for a marketing team where we actually had to do the campaign effectiveness project for the email campaign. So that was
what you said,
marketing effectiveness.
Marketing effectiveness, what that means?
So basically in the campaign effectiveness, majorly what we do is to analyze if whatever marketing efforts are being pushed or whatever the campaigns are being launched, do they can that be attributed to marketing team or not? Because for example, you consider the example of Mother Dairy or any well-established brand like Amazon. even if they don't run any campaign, you would still go to Amazon and buy, right? So even if marketing team of Amazon is putting in money, it doesn't actually attribute that they, customers are coming in and buying from Amazon just because of that
Their
campaign.
marketing, okay.
They already have a well-established loyalty and brand of the customer, right? So for that and for the marketing teams to attribute the budget and the money to the brand, it's very important that they have some framework being assigned. So for that, we have campaign effectiveness, where we basically divide our audience into two segments. One audience is being exposed to campaigns, and the other is being called as holdout, which is used to compare the behavior.
Okay, so how is it different from A/B testing?
So in A/B testing, what happens is that, for example, two different versions of websites are being shown to do different profiles. For example, I am a customer, for example, in Nykaa, this happens very often, that even in Myntra, that if I am a customer who is a girl, who is an early shopper, the kind of UI would display to me would be very different to what would display to my brother. Like this, I've seen personally. The kind of structure and positioning they have for me is very, very different to my mother as well. So it basically divides, A/B testing is basically dividing the audience into two segments, in which two different versions will be available. So it's not like one version will be hideout. So here we are actually controlling one audience and one audience won't be displayed. Apart from that, in A/B testing also, we even if we go for few icons where we only publish it for few customers and others considered as holdout, they don't have the same propensity. Okay, so if I'm a customer who has same propensity of buying a particular product or same propensity towards brand, then I would be part of a campaign effectiveness, right?
Got it. So basically here everyone is on the same level. Here we are showing a marketing campaign to one group, other group is left like nothing.
Holdout
group, nothing is shown to them, and then we are comparing the effectiveness, how much better sales was done for them and what was the difference. So that will help you to understand if your marketing campaign is actually converting into numbers or not, or maybe improving the sale efficiency or not. That's a great idea. I was not aware about it. Okay, then what you did after Mu Sigma?
So last 6 months back only, I switched to Lowe, which is a home improvement retailer in US. It's a Fortune 50 company, and here I'm working as a data analyst.
Okay, and what is your roles and responsibilities over here?
So here as a data analyst, I mostly work with product managers and senior leadership to help them with the rapid insights, and it's mostly related to product metrics and web and apps.
Web analytics.
Web analytics and app analytics both.
Would you like to define this? Like
what is web analytics?
Or maybe what exactly the framework you are working on?
So I can't talk about the framework, but I can explain what a web analytics functions, like how exactly web analytics function. So web analytics function is the ways, for example, I go to any website like Amazon for say, I go to Amazon, I look for some products, I search for it, then I go to product details, then I go and check the comments, then I look at reviews. Even if I like all of that and if it checklists everything, I would go and click to add to cart. Okay, that means I have the intent. So there's a whole funnel around here. If I go add to cart, I would say, okay, now do I have to apply any coupon? I would look for that. So maybe I would take a pause here and go to other websites, see if I have coupons, if the same product is available on a cheaper rate on other websites. So this is where the decision is being made, right? That do you really want or not? Now, if I want and if I am okay with it, I'll click on add to cart and then go for checkout, right? Maybe sometimes for checkout, the cart doesn't work, right? Sometimes it doesn't offer COD. Sometimes address is an issue. There could be, tens of reasons to, define. If everything is okay, then I would simply click checkout and I would purchase the order. Now, web analytics is to analyze at which stage the customers are dropping off. Okay. It could be for apps as well. It could be for browser as well, because they have different experiences, right? Okay. So it's basically to understand where exactly the customers are dropping off so that we can improve the experience. Because there are a lot of products which does not have resume, maybe could be best selling, right? So just to understand if the product isn't working, why isn't it working, if product is working, how it's working. If they are dropping off at checkout page, why? What could be the reason? Is it COD? Is it the cards not available? They don't have that much offers which other brands are offering. Because a lot of time we look for, okay, this we have like HDFC and Axis Bank credit card. Amazon isn't providing, Flipkart is providing, so we go there and purchase it, right? At the end, we are saving money.
That's the objective of
Yeah, so this basically
find
helps
out the best
companies
deal.
understand like where's the main pain point, where exactly they are lacking. So it's also about analyzing your own business and looking at the other perspective.
Great. So basically, whenever I go to a particular website, I never shop in one go.
Yeah.
And I can now understand that these are the things which are getting analyzed by these companies to understand wherever a customer is dropping off from the whole funnel or maybe the pipeline, so that they can understand the pain point and can make improvement on top of it to make the customer experience in a better way.
And it's also not about just that. You also segment it. So there would be customers like you, like who won't purchase another. There would be customers like who maybe some other person, let's say person C, who actually does that in one go. There would be person like me who just go till checkout and then doesn't buy. Like we have so many brands like Zara. We go and just check out. We do window shopping. We just click on add to cart because we like the product, but we never shop, right? So there is also a way to segment these customers and understand how exactly different customers behave.
Oh, great. Okay, so coming to the end of this particular talk, any suggestions you wanted to give to the young data scientists and young data enthusiasts? Also, I want you to talk about your college life also, like what learning you gained from that perspective, and secondly, your career. What are amazing things you are doing with your current job also, and what are learning you wanted to communicate to our viewers?
So talking about my college, I would say that the best thing that happened to me was the exposure which I got. Luckily, I got into a good network, so I wasn't the person who used to hang out in groups. I was a very lone warrior sort of. I had very few friends who were also very nerdy. So I had a great time. It wasn't like I was too boring and too nerdy, okay? I had a great time. I had my own kind of fun. But exposure is really very important. So if you're a college student, you must explore everything, whether it's marketing, whether it's content creation, whether it's blogging, whether it's YouTube, whether it's freelancing, whether it's internship, starting your own business. Try out everything. There's no loss, right? You can go back to your normal life the next day, right? But this can't happen if you actually go and explore corporate world. You must have seen the case with Ishan Sharma, who has done great. Recently, in my own podcast, I welcomed Shrijan, who is in third year of engineering, and he's doing freelancing for a year now. And he started from $5, and now he's earning about $350 for 2 days project. So you have so much amazing time. So just utilize it. To not just do work, but also to enjoy your life. Go to fairs, go to events, talk to people, network. Network is very underrated. College is a great medium because you get to learn a lot. You get to experience fest. You can go there, talk to thousands of people in that college, learn from them, make connections. Go to another fest, make more 1,000 friends. So that's a great way to go about. That won't happen in corporates. So always use networking. Networking is very good. That would also help you in future. If you want to switch to a company, if you want to go for college placements as well. Apart from that, if you go to events and if you participate and be a little competitive, you would improve your communication skills as well. Now many people say that we don't know English. English ko bol ke hi aayega, right? So if you don't practice, you won't get it. So instead of that, just start practicing, just start speaking. Even I wasn't good at English at all, so no worries over there.
No questions now. You are very good in English right now.
Oh, time se hua hai. I knew I knew personally that there are places where I actually lacked communication in music, but even my mentors used to tell me, okay, these are the grammatical mistakes, these are the areas where you spoke wrong, these are the paraphrasing you need to really improve. Even now I know that sometimes when I write in my emails, the English isn't perfect, so I started using Quillbot, which is a paraphrasing tool by AI, so that actually improves it. So you learn on the go. It's not like you have to be perfect from day one. No one is perfect. Everyone Googles, or even senior data analyst, senior data scientist. So no worries over there. And 3 things I would like to say to data enthusiasts would be, start taking accountability early in your stage. Don't wait for managers to assign your work. Don't wait don't wait for a perfect project. Don't wait for it. Start doing on your own. Start taking accountability and see how things work in your business. Start getting the idea of how business works, not just how tech works, but how sales works, how marketing works, how HR works, how clients engagement works, because that would give you a perspective much more than tech, and that would be a leverage for you, because a lot of people just falls for technology. Every day you will find people who are good at good at coding, but there will be very few people who are good with coding and communication. At the end, if you're a data analyst, you have to provide insights to your stakeholders, and that won't be pursued by just a person who is good at coding. So a lot of interviewers even don't just look for a perfect person who is a good coder, but also someone who can communicate, because at the end, if you can't tell me what should I do for my business, like why would I hire you? So that is one thing. Apart from that, be consistent and hard work. Do a lot of projects. Do freelancing if you are in college. If you are trying to transition into data analytics, that's also a great way. You can also upskill. Watch my podcast also. And always upskill. Look for more resources as much as possible. And you have Kaggle, so download any data source. Just practice.
Okay, so that was a lot of learning talking to her, and we would like to conclude this podcast at this point. If you have any kind of question related to this podcast, or if you want to talk to her, if you want to ask any questions, do drop your question in the comment section. Also, she is available over LinkedIn. I am available over LinkedIn, so you can connect to us and you can come up to us with your queries. We will be very much happy to resolve it. And that's all about from my side. Please do subscribe our channel, and please get communicated, stay connected to us, so that we can like keep on delivering great amazing videos to you. See you guys in the next video. Till then, keep learning. Bye bye.
Bye.